Good morning, guys. Welcome back. We're still working on day 1 of week 2 of digital learning. It's Monday, March 23rd. I already did a reading video for you that should be up. Like I said, Miss Cannon's doing math and science for you, and then I'll be doing the writing video right now. So this week, we're working on an opinion essay. Again, it's an all-week assignment, so it's not something you have to finish in one day. So let's take a look at what we're going to be doing today. Or this week. I'm sorry, I'm going to erase that. Okay. So, what we're going to do, we've got this one page with 3 short little articles, or little passages, and then we've got our directions over here. We need to read the directions before we jump in to start reading the passages, because we need to know what it is we're doing. Okay? So it says, refer to the passages. Water bottles are bad, water bottles are great, and water bottle alternatives. Do you think we should ban water bottles? Write an essay that shares your opinion of water bottles. Be sure to use evidence from all 3 passages. So this is the question that we're trying to answer here. Do you think that we should ban water bottles? Okay? So, do you think we should ban water bottles? You're going to write an essay that shares your opinion, okay, about water bottles. And it says, be sure to use evidence from all 3 passages, okay? So, I know that the writing assignment for last week was really tough for you guys. This one, we're still, citing evidence from the passages, but I'm hoping it'll be a little bit easier for you because it's your actual opinion. And I know a lot of you, we've talked about water bottles before and like protecting the environment and things. So hopefully it's something that you know a little bit or already have an opinion about. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and read all 3 of these little short passages. And we're going to talk about them and then think about brainstorming, because that's what you need to do before you start writing anything. We need to brainstorm some ideas. So, we're going to go through and we're going to read all of them. This is passage 1, passage 2, and passage 3. So let's go ahead, and I want you to follow along with me, and we're going to read water bottles are bad, and we're going to think about this one together. And I want you to maybe, after you read it, or after you listen to it, maybe pause your video and talk to someone, whoever's around you, mom, dad, sister, brother, grandma, whoever is there with you. Maybe talk to them about, what did it say in this passage? What was the opinion maybe stated in this passage? Let's go ahead and read it, and then you guys can pause it and you can discuss it if you need to. Okay? Does your family rely on a constant supply of water bottles? They may be easy to grab when you're on the go, but they are horrible for the environment. Water bottles are a major source of pollution on Earth. Once you throw away a water bottle, it can take over 1,000 years for it to decompose. Also, the fuel used to manufacture and then ship the bottles is harmful to the environment. Scientists now know that plastic isn't just horrible for our planet, it's not very good for us either. Chemicals in plastic bottles can easily seep out into the water if the bottle is exposed to heat. Would you like to drink chemicals from plastic? I know I wouldn't. So we know that water bottles are bad for the earth and can be bad for our bodies, but they also put a cramp in our wallets. Some families will spend $500 on water bottles in 1 year. That's a lot of money for something you can get for free from a tap. Water bottles are bad and we should get rid of them. Okay, so what was this person's opinion about water bottles? What was some of the evidence that they pointed out? What was some of the evidence that they gave? Some of the reasons. Obviously, the title tells us that they are against water bottles. Water bottles are bad. Now, when it asks you to cite evidence, you need to think about reasons it gives you in this passage that tell you water bottles are bad. And if we look at it, it gives us like a hook at the beginning. It asks us a question. And then it gives us the topic sentence, okay? They may be easy to grab when you're on the go, but they are horrible for the environment. Okay? Now we need to start thinking about what are the reasons that they give us that tell us that water bottles are bad for the environment. Well, here's one. Water bottles are a major source of pollution on Earth. Okay, that's one piece of evidence it gives us from the text. And that gives us more. Once you throw away a water bottle, it can take over 1,000 years for it to decompose. It talks about the fuels used to manufacture these bottles and ship them is harmful to the environment. Scientists know that plastic isn't just horrible for our planet, but it's not very good for us either. Chemicals in plastic bottles can easily seep out into the water when it's exposed to heat. Would you like to drink chemicals from plastic? I know I wouldn't. So do you see, it's giving us lots of details and examples of how water bottles are bad. So when you're citing evidence from a passage, if you decide after reading all these articles that you agree that water bottles are bad, you could say something like, in my opinion, I believe water bottles are bad. According to passage 1, water bottles are a major source of pollution on Earth. That's how you're citing evidence from the text. I know we've talked about how you need to put things in your own words, but if you're citing it and you're saying that you got it from this text, then that's okay to write what it says. You don't always have to reword everything if you're saying where you got it from. If you tell someone in your writing, in the passage, water bottles are bad, the author says that the fuel used to manufacture bottles is harmful to the environment. That's okay to say it that way. It's okay to, if you put it in your own words, make sure it's close enough where it makes sense if someone goes to find it in the text. But really, you should try to be putting exactly what it says in the text. Okay? So the chemicals in plastic bottles can easily seep out into the water if exposed to heat. It says we know that water bottles are bad for the earth, but they can be bad for our bodies. But they also can cramp our wallets. So it's saying that they're expensive. Here's an example. Some families will spend $500 on water bottles a year. So when you're giving your opinion, you first need to tell someone your opinion. I believe that, ... you finish it. In my opinion, water bottles are bad, or water bottles are good, or something like that. You could say, they are bad. Water bottles are terrible for the environment. According to the text, water bottles are a major source of pollution. So I'm going to read the rest of the next two articles, and then we'll kind of go over how you need to set up your essay, okay? But that's just a little example of how to find evidence here that you can use in your writing, okay? Let's look at the next passage, and we'll kind of do something similar, okay? Water bottles are great. When was the last time you enjoyed water from a plastic water bottle? Water is an essential nutrient to enjoy. We would die without water. Water bottles are a great way to safely enjoy water. There are many times when it is dangerous to drink water from the tap. During these times, we're lucky to have bottled water that we can enjoy. This is especially true in natural disasters like Hurricane Katrina. The water can stay in bottles for extended periods of time, making it great to have on hand in preparation for a dire event. Not only is water essential, it is also a great drink to consume. Instead of grabbing bottles of soda, we need to be grabbing bottles of water. Water is non-addictive, hypoallergenic, caffeine-free, calorie-free, and contains no artificial colors, flavors, or fats. Bottled water is a great drink for us to enjoy, and more people should be enjoying it. So, you know their opinion here. They think water bottles are great. What are some of the reasons, the details? Why do they think water is great? Again, they started out with a hook here, and they gave us the topic. Water is an essential nutrient to enjoy. We would die without water. Well, that is true. Water bottles are a great way to safely enjoy water. So water bottles give you a safe option to enjoy water. It tells us that there are many times when it's dangerous to drink water from the tap. So sometimes it's dangerous. If something happens to the water supply and it gets compromised, then you can't drink water from out of the tap. So it's telling us the water bottles, they take that away. They give us a safe option if something happens to the water supply. During these times, we're lucky to have bottled water to enjoy. It's especially true in natural disasters like Hurricane Katrina. Sometimes if there's a natural disaster like a hurricane or a flood or anything like that, the water supply can be contaminated. And when that happens, the water that comes out of your tap, we can't drink that. It will make you sick. It could hurt you. Sometimes if there's a water main break or something like that, that happens just in a community. It doesn't have to be a big natural disaster, but you might hear on the news someone has a boil water advisory. That means you have to boil your water to kill some bacteria in it before you drink it. If we had water bottles on hand, then that wouldn't be a problem. We'd have safe water to drink. Okay? The water can stay in bottles for extended periods of time, making it great to have on hand. Water is essential, but it's also a great drink to consume. It's a better choice than a bottle of soda, right? It's non-addictive, it's hypoallergenic, it's caffeine-free. These are all reasons why we should drink water and why having water bottles on hand is better than having soda bottles on hand. Okay? So here's some evidence from the text you can use to write your essay. I lost my words. I'm going to pause it because I can only do 15-minute increments, but I'm going to upload this video, and then I will make another video where we're doing the same thing. We're looking at this last little passage, and then we'll talk about how to set up your writing. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video. So for writing for the whole week, you will have 2 videos. You will have this one, and you'll have one more that you can use for your writing for the entire week. Okay? So hold on just a minute. I'll upload this one, and then I'll start your next one.